Pressing F9 now. Hi guys, welcome back to the Humble Gamer channel. I am the Humble Gamer. This is the second part of my Sodor Snippets run along Duke's Old Railway. We've started with Taliesin here in yesterday's episode. Now we're driving David Lloyd George in this one. And can I just say, first thing I want to say about David Lloyd George as a model, listen to this whistle. Ah, lovely two-tone style. But yeah, so we are now going to head up the mountain road, which starts from Arlesdale, just here, goes up the hill to Coincheanainn here, across the viaduct. This is the bit where Sir Handel had his accident, then via Ulfstead Road, Ballamoddy, King Orry's Bridge, and into here at Peel Godred Central. As you can see, we're doing quite a large section of route. If you want to know the route on the Sodor map, we are going from Arlesdale, just here, which obviously you can see is towards the west coast, into the centre, running all the way along here up into Peel Godred around about there. So let's take no further ado. The next time you see me, I shall be in Coincheanainn, so we'll see you there, guys. So we're now at the little village of Coincheanainn. It is a tiny little village. We're here on the map. So if we zoom right out, you can see we've come quite a way from Arlesdale, which is there. We've still got quite a way to go, pardon me, to Peel Godred. This is the sort of area we're in. We've just come across the Arl Viaduct, which is just behind us there on the far right of the screen. And this is Coincheanainn. It's basically, it's less a village, more a holiday camp. And we're going to be going right across there on the mountain road. So let's let some passengers on. We got take some coal and water on as well, because the mountain road we're going to need it for. Now I've got sanding on. Let's release the brakes a little bit, which hopefully won't pull us too far backwards, despite the fact that this is still on a slant. No, it will. It will. So once the passengers are on, we shall be making our way, there we go, we shall be making our way along the mountain road. Now I'm going to talk through this one as far as Ulfstead Road, because this is quite a tough little section to drive. Obviously you can see we've got this big loop here. It takes us all the way around as we go past the holiday camp at Coincheanainn. This is some of the stuff that you will have seen in the TV series. Obviously, there's a little vignette here. When you may remember that Sir Handel had an accident, he came off the rails at well, on his trip around the mountain road with Duke. He went through the fence, jumped the rails, and went through the fence just after the tunnel. This is said tunnel as we go across the big gorge that Coincheanainn's at. And that, incidentally, the big turn at Coincheanainn over the River Twice is in the map. This is not me being fanciful. You can sort of see it. It's right on the edge of the map, unfortunately. Just sort of see it there. You can see the bridge there and the bridge there. So yeah, that's actually a thing. As we now head into the tunnel, the big curved tunnel that caused Sir Handel so many problems. Not the same one that caused Peter Sam problems, obviously, because that's a different route. That's on the Scarlet Railway down in the south of the island, which we will do eventually at some point, but that's another big long route. That'll be another two-parter. I don't want to do too many two-parters. We've already got this out in the Ffestiniog coming next week, which is two-parters, so I don't want to give you, like, too many big routes, because there's plenty of other stuff for me to be doing on both Sodor and Train Sim. But I thought, given that the Ffestiniog railway route and the stock had been out, I thought these were the perfect videos to come back to, certainly to come back to Sodor with, and to come back to Train Sim with. Now, as we jump into, I'm going to jump into the saloon car at the back as we enter the tunnel. Now, this is a bit of the route that I'm actually very proud of. See us curving through the tunnel. The limit here is 20 miles an hour. That is the limit for pretty much the whole route from here to Peel Godred now. Ignore the clock beneath my face. I appreciate it'll say a different time than when we left. That's because between this bit and the first bit of recording I did, I actually had a crash, so I had to go back and start the scenario again. But so ignore that. You know, these things happen, as you've seen a couple of times on Train Sim. But I'll talk to you when we get out of the tunnel. So we're out the other side of the tunnel and we come out onto this view here, which this is where Sir Handel had his accent in the TV series and in the books. He came off probably about here, because that's the house where they got all the water for Duke, as David Lloyd George comes literally heading round the mountain, and this is where he would have fallen down, probably ended up in the farmland somewhere. But so I'm actually quite proud of this whole little vignette here of the railway series scene. Yeah, so that's one of the things I wanted to show you on this little bit, and then we're going to head through another tunnel as we head towards Alstead Road. We're now quite high up in Sodor, also quite we're near pretty much we're heading into the dead centre of Sodor now, the Midlands, if you will, of Sodor. And we'll just let David Lloyd George pop into the tunnel. We'll just pop over to this bit, which again I'm quite proud of as a route builder. I quite like the. In fact, actually, this whole section around Alstead Road I'm quite proud of. If you look in the map, Alstead Road is here. This is the station we're going to, and we are not quite dead centre. Sort of Peel Godred, or here is dead centre, around about Kirkmacken. But no, I'm quite proud of these little bits, because they feel to me they feel very mountainy, and of course that's obviously what you're going for in this sort of pardon me, environment, which was a big help when I started building the mountain railway, which we'll come to in another snippet. But here comes David Lloyd George out of the tunnel, which is still on an incline. As you can see, I haven't quite sorted the tunnels out properly yet, but we'll get there. And he heads into another tunnel, which is again a reasonable distance, and that brings him out over here. But I think another curved tunnel. They're fairly standard on narrow gauge railways. In fact, they're quite standard on most railways, curved tunnels, but they're nasty little things because you can't see the other end, so anything in between you and the other end, like, for example, an icicle, if you're a narrow gauge engine, and a big fan of the Thomas the Tank Engine stories, then you'll know exactly what I mean by that. But we're going to jump into David Lloyd George here, because we're getting towards Alstead Road, and after Alstead Road you probably won't see me for a bit. Do some more passing shots. Good rhythm, David Lloyd George, very good rhythm. I love that whistle. Beautiful sound. Beautiful sound. In fact, every part of these Ffestiniog railway models is absolutely amazing. Because here's the interior of you've seen this thing at least once, you've seen the interior of the saloon car, but you've got interiors of all the other carriages as well. And they're very, very good. Here we go. We're coming out into Alstead Road Yard. Alstead Road is probably the sort of main halfway station that is other than Arlesdale. You've got Arlesdale and Alstead Road sort of splitting it nicely. This is the big mountain section of the route done. Come back outside now as we head towards Alstead Road. You can see there's a little bit of a yard just next to my face, just about here, and there is Alstead Road. And Alstead Road village. Just a small collection of houses. I have sometimes upsized some of the towns, not massively. I've not made it like a big city or a metropolis or anything, but sometimes it's just nice to have a little bit of civilization wherever you go. It's a nice big curved station, Alstead Road, as you'll see in a second, with a very typical bridge going over the top of it. But yeah, this is where the bigger stations are on this part of the route, because this is where people, you know, if this was real, they probably would, to be honest with you, use it as a commuter route into Peel Godred. Oh, we're going into this one, are we? Lovely. I didn't expect that, otherwise I'd have slowed down a bit earlier, but never mind. Let us slow down now. Release the brakes as we come into Alstead Road. You can see the roads aren't perfect here. I wasn't quite up with how to build and place roads effectively. Obviously they're there, I did it, but okay, so there we go. We'll take on some passengers. Well, we have a quick look at Alstead Road. It's a very, very simple little town. Obviously got a hydro power station over there, a wind turbine power station over there. And this is probably just for people who work there all the time, the main staff and stuff. So it's quite a small little village. Probably more a holiday destination rather than a town per se. And I get a good chance to have a look at these coaches from the outside. So passengers are on, and now we shall be heading off. Our next big stop will be King Orry's Bridge. So we're here. Hello Bexley, and hello Charlie. Goodbye Charlie. So we're here at Alstead Road. Our next big stop, we're going to go through the small town of Ballamoddy, well hamlet really, and then underneath some mountains as we head into Peel Godred, which is a big city, into King Orry's Bridge, and that's where we'll pick it up for the final part of this video, just to give you a sort of idea on the map where we're going. We are currently here at Alstead Road, and we're going to King Orry's Bridge there, past Ballamoddy, just there. So we're going into the really northern looking bits of Sodor now, with a lot of the mountains and stuff, so I'll see you there. Okay guys, so we've made it to Orry's Bridge, or King Orry's Bridge specifically, which is just here. It's just on the outskirts of Peel Godred, which is the largest town, well probably just about counts as a city, largest city on Sodor. The noise you can hear in the background is Charlie with the guinea pigs, because she's just got home, she's just cleaned them out, God bless her. And Bullwinkle's getting fuss, and Pistachio wants fuss, and Bexley's kind of just there. So that's why you can hear a lot of noise in the background. But we've got to King Orry's Bridge, which on the map, we're now right in the centre of Sodor. We are just here, and we're going just a little bit further into town. Now this bit doesn't exist as far as Awdry is concerned. So if you're very law friendly when it comes to Thomas the Tank Engine, you can look away now. But now it's time for us to just head on into the city. It takes us about an hour. So it's probably about an hour and 45 minutes the whole route from Peel Godred through to Arlesdale Harbour as we head off in David Lloyd George. Just want to say again how wonderful these models are from the Ffestiniog Railway. Steve Pontin and his team have done a fantastic job, and I cannot wait to see the other ones they're going to bring out for use on other regions of the island. Now the speed limit here is 50, which means I don't actually have to watch my speed limit a little bit as we come into the curve across the first of 2 level crossings, which I've just wonderfully covered up. Come around here, so yep, the level crossings work. As you can see, that car and that bus have just gone straight through the gates. And you can just see ahead of us the structure that is the canopy across Peel Godred Central Station. Just perhaps we can get an overview of the whole sort of scene. Now this, I think this level crossing works. No, thank you police car for proving me wrong almost immediately. Yeah, because Peel Godred, this little bit is based very much on the Isle of Man railways. If you've seen those on anything. Oh, the level crossing works on one side anyway. But yeah, so I wanted to sort of very much sort of Douglas and Peel feel about it, of this small little narrow gauge system inside a city. As we come on into final approach to Peel Godred Central, we are now right in the heart of Sodor's largest city. So thank you very much for joining me for the last couple of days, watching this as we come over the not entirely complicated point work, but certainly not easy point work that's in place here. As we head into Peel Godred Central. I'm quite proud of this whole area. As you can see, we're going past a brewery here. I think it does have that sort of inner city feel. Let me know how you feel, obviously, in the comments. But yeah, so let me just sort of finish the journey here as we pull in. Very slowly apply the brakes and the handbrake if I need to, which I don't think I will, because we have actually pulled in pretty much perfectly. So let's let the passengers off, since they've had quite a long journey from Arlesdale to here. So yes, thank you very much for watching. Sorry, this is Peel Godred Station, Peel Godred Central. There is another Peel Godred station just over the edge. You can probably see it's. Yes, you can see the marks of where I've put the tunnel in. The other Peel Godred station, which is the main line, which is over there, but we'll come to that in a second. We'll come to that in another episode. There's Peel Godred. This is very much based, the Peel Godred Central, as I've said, on the Isle of Man railways, things like Peel and Ramsey. And you can just see, just through the edge there, you can see David Lloyd George just sat there waiting for us. So we'll get another good close-up shot of him here. So yes, thank you very much for watching. If you are enjoying what you've seen, please do like and subscribe. If you want to see some more Sodor snippets, check out the playlist in the description below. If you are brand new, just let me set up a final shot there. If you are brand new, please do check out the rest of the playlist in the description below. Check out Train Sim workshop routes in the description below. That will be coming back next week. We'll be doing another two-part episode using the Ffestiniog Railway, which again is on the UK Train Sim website, which you can find down below there as well. So thank you very much for watching. I was me, that was David Lloyd George on my Sodor route on the Mid-Sodor Railway. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.
We all remember that. Would you? Where were you when you found out Thomas had fish in his tanks? Where were you? Never mind all the important world events. Where were you when Thomas got fish stuck in his tanks? But that's the point. They run out of water, so they allowed him, without checking health and safety, to take water from the river. That, frankly, is asking for trouble. What a useless railway.